The new movie The Shallows is a modern example of the clashes between man and nature in the film world. So I thought we could look back at the best movies that focus on that conflict. So for this list, we are looking at my choices for the top 5 animal attack movies. Let's count them down.
5.
Many of us enjoy getting close encounters with nature despite the risks that we take when we venture into the unknown. Such is the case with number 5 on my list, the Australian indie horror film, Rogue. A boatload of tourists are enjoying a crocodile river safari in the Australian outback, but when they respond to a distress flare in an unexplored area, something slams into their boat and leaves them stranded on a small island. While shipwrecked in the middle of nowhere, they begin to realize that they have stumbled into the territory of a very large and very aggressive saltwater crocodile. With the water on the rise and their options becoming limited, Rod and Mitchell, alongside Avatar's Sam Worthington, pit themselves in a fight for survival as the savage reptile will stop at nothing to eliminate everyone in its staked-out wetlands. One of the things that makes this movie special is that it was inspired by a real crocodile known as Sweetheart, who was responsible for numerous boat attacks in the Australian wilderness during the 1970s. While the real Sweetheart had never actually taken a human life, her big-screen counterpart delivers a taste of nature's dark side.
4.
Now, what could be worse than venturing into an unknown territory? How about bringing back something that just should have been left alone? At number 4 on this list is Arachnophobia. When a group of scientists are on an expedition in a Venezuelan jungle, they discover an unknown species of venomous spider.
Very aggressive.
When unknowingly shipped in a coffin containing its latest victim, the spider ends up in a small California town where the new town doctor, played by Jeff Daniels, is settling in with his family. And it just so happens that he has an intense fear of spiders.
Ross, you're gonna have to take a step towards it.
Chris, I'm scared to death.
Hence the movie's title. This becomes unfortunate for him when the newly arrived arachnid breeds a deadly army of drones who infest the town, leaving only death in their wake. Teaming up with a local exterminator played by John Goodman, along with the scientists who discovered the arachnid, Jeff Daniels is forced to confront his biggest fear in order to save his new home before the spiders spread beyond the town.
We're gonna need another way out of here.
Directed by Frank Marshall and produced by Steven Spielberg, Arachnophobia is guaranteed to put you on edge.
3.
Alfred Hitchcock was known as the master of suspense, with such works as Psycho, Rear Window, and The Man Who Knew Too Much. In 1963, he proves his genius again with number 3 on this list, the classic thriller The Birds. When a young socialite romantically pursues an attorney after meeting him in a San Francisco pet store, she travels to his seaside town of Bodega Bay. But during her stay in this quiet town, a series of very strange events begin to unfold, all of them involving birds.
Cover your faces! Cover your eyes!
It soon becomes clear that the bird attacks are becoming more frequent and more violent as the birds band together to unleash their wrath upon mankind, from seagulls to sparrows and even a large group of crows.
It's a murder. A group of crows is called a murder.
With the town under siege and no explanation for the onslaught, the heroes take a final stand against nature as they feel the wrath of the winged killers.
2.
Theme parks, places where families experience fun, thrills, and unforgettable excitement. But sometimes we forget that even in the most joyous of attractions, there are some things that can go horribly wrong, especially in places like Jurassic Park. When faced with safety concerns about his developing amusement park, a wealthy CEO invites a group of paleontologists and scientists for a park tour to gain approval. Upon arriving to the wildlife resort on a remote island, the group is immediately astonished to discover that it is populated by dinosaurs that were brought to life by genetic cloning. While they are fascinated by the revival of these prehistoric animals, they are also very unsure about meddling with nature.
How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect?
While exploring the park on a safari ride, a walk in the park becomes a fight for survival when the dinosaurs begin to run amok, including an angry T-Rex, and a persistent pack of raptors. This movie has blown the minds of both adults and children alike with its Academy Award-winning sound effects and CGI design. This film holds a place in the hearts of millions and is as exciting as it is terrifying.
Oh, Mr. Arnold. 1.
Sharks have been feared and demonized by man for centuries. Although shark attacks are very uncommon in reality, no film has made us more afraid of them like Steven Spielberg's Jaws. In this Hollywood classic based on the Peter Benchley novel, a large great white shark begins to terrorize the beachgoers of Amity Island. As the shark continues to claim victims, Police Chief Brody, played by the late Roy Scheider, becomes determined to keep people away from the water. But when the town mayor stubbornly refuses to close the beaches, fearing that it would bring ruin to the town's summer economy, Brody teams up with a marine biologist and a local fisherman to hunt down the aquatic beast and put an end to its killing spree.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
This movie is number 1 on this list because of the strong impact that it had on the public and the achievements that it made in the film industry. After hitting theaters on June 20th, 1975, Jaws became known as the first summer blockbuster by breaking box office records, passing the $100 million mark in less than 60 days. It sparked the hugely successful career of Steven Spielberg, and it won 3 Academy Awards, including Best Original Dramatic Score. I mean, who could forget that chilling shark theme by John Williams? Along with a relentlessly intimidating shark that proved to be more than enough to put fear of water into millions. Jaws is undoubtedly one of the most terrifying, suspenseful masterpieces in movie history. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what kind of countdown you would like to see me do next. And until next time, this is Don the D-Man, signing out.